Tigers, the largest of the big cats, do not live in Africa, though there are a number of large cats and predators to be found throughout the continent. Tigers are not one of them. Wild tigers are found only in Asia across 13 tiger range countries. The natural habitat of tigers in the wild is widespread and includes a variety of habitats. While they tend to be found primarily in forested areas, they also occupy grasslands, mangrove swamps, and even rocky environments. These majestic creatures can be found from China, Indonesia, and Southeast Asia to India and parts of Russia. Even though there are no wild tigers residing in Africa, the continent has some of the largest predators in the world, including a number of species of other big cats. Arguably, the most well-known African big cat predator is the lion. Lions live primarily in the Sahara Desert and in the sub-Saharan countries of Botswana, Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Like tigers, they once lived more abundantly, but their territories have dwindled over time. Lions are one of the 4 big cats of the genus Panther. These animals live in packs, known as prides, and spend much of their lives together, hunting, living, and snoozing in groups. They favor wide-open grasslands, like the savanna, and hunt grass-eating herd animals such as antelope, gazelles, and wildebeests. African cheetahs are also native to Africa. Known best as being the fastest land mammal on Earth, they can be expert hunters as well. Residing across much of Africa, they live in the savanna, Serengeti, and Sahara. Like so many large mammals, they too have isolated populations and fractured territories, as well as a vulnerable global population. These cats are not only threatened by poaching and habitat loss, but they are also highly susceptible to disease and can be timid. Cheetahs also need extremely large territories to thrive. South Africa animals. There are white and black rhinos, both of which are massive and strong. They cannot see well, but smell their prey. These endangered species are poached for their precious horn. Although the black and white rhino can hardly be distinguished by their skin color, it's quite easy to recognize the rhinoceros species. The white rhinos have a broad lip and are called friendly, as they are not as aggressive as the black rhinos, which have a small lip and look more threatening. No matter that buffaloes count as cows, but not any cow buffaloes live in Africa in Kenya, Tanzania, Mali, and several other countries in Africa. These huge animals can be spotted near water holes in many South African national parks. They usually move in herds and can be really aggressive. Herd of buffaloes. Remember, buffaloes belong to South Africa's Big Five. The Nile crocodile, Crocodilus niloticus, is a large crocodilian native to freshwater habitats in Africa, where it is present in 26 countries. It is widely distributed throughout sub-Saharan Africa, occurring mostly in the central, eastern, and southern regions of the continent, and lives in different types of aquatic environments such as lakes, rivers, swamps. In West Africa, it occurs along with 2 other crocodilians. The plains zebra occurs in 6 regional races in Africa, each with its own stripe pattern. All are distinct from the 2 other zebra species. The larger Grevy's zebra Equus grevy of northern Kenya, and smaller mountain zebra Equus equus of southwest Africa. Plains zebras are highly sociable. Dominant stallions preside over harems of females and young, which may coalesce into much larger herds, especially during migration, and often associate with wildebeest and other grazers. Zebra crop grass using flexible lips and powerful incisors, and open up grassland habitat for other species in Africa. Giraffe, genus Giraffa. Any of 4 species in the genus Giraffa of long-necked cud-chewing hoofed mammals of Africa, with long legs and a coat pattern of irregular brown patches on a light background. Giraffes are the tallest of all land animals. Males' bulls may exceed 5.5 meters, 18 feet in height, and the tallest females cows are about 4.5 meters. Using prehensile tongues almost half a meter long, they are able to browse foliage almost 6 meters from the ground. Giraffes are a common sight in grasslands and open woodlands in East Africa, where they can be seen in reserves such as Tanzania's Serengeti National Park and Kenya's Amboseli National Park. Gazelles are thin, graceful antelopes that live in Africa and Asia, but the majority live in Africa. They resemble deer and are in the same family as goats, cattle, and sheep. Gazelles can be identified by their curved, ringed horns, tan or reddish-brown coats, and white rumps. Often, there are spots or stripes on their coats. Their light frames help make them agile and better able to escape from predators. Are there any bears in Africa? We all know that Africa is abundant with wild animals. Lions, rhinos, hippos, and zebras roam the African plains, and there are millions of insects and birds found on the continent. But are there any bears in Africa? At the moment, there are no bear species in Africa. There was a time when the brown bear roamed the Atlas Mountains, where they were once native. They'd made their way from Europe, all the way to the top of Africa. Today, that's no longer the case. The bear population has become extinct in Africa, alongside declining numbers in Europe. African elephants are the largest animals walking the earth. Their herds wander through 37 countries in Africa. They are easily recognized by their trunk that is used for communication and handling objects, and their large ears allow them to radiate excess heat. Upper incisor teeth develop into tusks in African elephants and grow throughout their lifetime. There are two species of African elephants, the savanna or bush elephant and the forest elephant. Savanna elephants are larger than forest elephants, and their tusks curve outwards. In addition to being smaller, forest elephants are darker, and their tusks are straighter and point downward. There are also differences in the size and shape of the skull and skeleton between the two species. Most people want to track mountain gorillas, and there is much debate as to which country offers the best mountain gorilla safari. They are found in only 3 countries: Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC). Thankfully, their numbers are increasing. The latest census confirmed there are now over 1,000 compared to 250 when conservation efforts first started some 50 years ago. More than 100,000 western lowland gorillas live in the lush rainforests of West and Central Africa. Classed as critically endangered, fewer groups are habituated for tracking because of their inaccessible homelands. Choosing the best gorilla safari for you depends on your budget and your sense of adventure. Here are my suggestions for the best places to see gorillas in Africa.